ICE to surge agents in New York City following shooting of Border Patrol officer. On July 21, 2025, Tom Homan, President Donald Trump's border czar and senior advisor on immigration policy, announced a significant increase in immigration and customs enforcement, ICE agents to be deployed in New York City. This decision comes in response to a violent incident on July 19, 2025, where an off-duty U.S. Customs and Border Protection (CBP) officer was shot in the face during an alleged botched robbery attempt in Manhattan's Riverside Park. The perpetrators, identified as two undocumented immigrants with prior criminal records, have heightened tensions and prompted a robust federal response. Speaking at One World Trade Center alongside Homeland Security Secretary Kristi, Noem, and other Trump administration officials, Homan criticized New York City's status as a sanctuary city, accusing it of shielding undocumented immigrants, including those with criminal histories. He specifically pointed to the city council's refusal to allow ICE to establish an office within city jails, which he argued would enable safer and more secure arrests of dangerous individuals. You don't want to let us arrest a bad guy in the safety and security of a jail. You want to release him into the street, which makes it unsafe for the alien. Because anything can happen in an on-street arrest, Homan stated. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna put more agents in New York City to look for that bad guy. The shooting involved two suspects, both undocumented immigrants with extensive criminal records, according to federal authorities. The primary suspect, Miguel Francisco Mora Nunes, a 21-year-old Dominican national, was apprehended after arriving at a Bronx hospital with gunshot wounds sustained during the incident. Authorities believe he exchanged gunfire with the off-duty CBP officer, who remains hospitalized and is fighting for his life. The second suspect, Christian Aber Baroa, who entered the U.S. in 2022 and was granted parole under the Biden administration, was arrested on July 21st. Both individuals had been arrested multiple times previously for charges including larceny, reckless endangerment, and driving without a license, raising questions about why they were not detained or deported earlier. Homan and Noem emphasized that New York's sanctuary city policies, which limit cooperation with federal immigration enforcement, have contributed to such incidents. Sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals. Hard stop, Homan declared, arguing that these policies force ICE to conduct riskier arrests in communities rather than in controlled environments like jails. He vowed to flood the zone with ICE agents to target criminal undocumented immigrants, warning that if local authorities continue to obstruct federal efforts, more agents will be deployed to neighborhoods and workplaces. New York City Mayor Eric Adams, who has expressed willingness to cooperate with federal authorities to target dangerous individuals, deflected blame to state bail reform laws, which he said allowed Nunes to remain free despite multiple arrests. I am extremely angry that we have a Customs and Border Patrol agent in the hospital because a person that should not have been on our street was on our street, Adams told reporters, according to Spectrum News. However, he stressed that enforcement should focus on dangerous individuals, not everyday individuals who are trying to complete the path to be a citizen. The announcement aligns with President Trump's broader immigration agenda, which has seen a dramatic escalation in enforcement actions since his return to office. ICE has been tasked with achieving a minimum of 3,000 arrests per day nationwide, a goal set by White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller. Recent data indicates that ICE is currently averaging nearly 1,000 arrests per day, with over 185,000 individuals booked into ICE facilities between October 2024 and May 2025. However, nearly half of those detained had no criminal convictions, raising concerns among critics about the scope of the crackdown. The surge in ICE presence in New York City has sparked controversy, with critics like Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine arguing that it risks tearing apart families and raiding workplaces rather than focusing solely on public safety threats. A class action lawsuit filed on July 16, 2025, by legal groups representing immigrants challenges ICE's tactic of arresting individuals at immigration courthouses, claiming it violates due process and deters migrants from attending hearings. Meanwhile, The Trump administration defends its aggressive approach, citing incidents like the Riverside Park shooting as justification for intensified enforcement. As ICE prepares to bolster its operations in New York, the city braces for heightened tensions between federal agents, local authorities, and immigrant communities. The administration's commitment to prioritizing sanctuary cities like New York signals a new chapter in its immigration enforcement strategy, with significant implications for urban centers across the country.